Thank you so much for joining. And whoever is here has a chance to get what's in here. Good things come in this bag. There's something really good in this. You have an opportunity to get this. I have it too. I love it. You should run to the office.
Yeah, I'll be there in 30 minutes.
There you go, man. For the gift. All right, guys, let's get started. Miss Shawan, you want to go to the next slide? Okay. So, guys, this class is geared towards buyers. See, right now, as we know that the market has already shifted, right? The market has already shifted. If you want to make the most money, I've been in real estate for a long time. If you don't shift when the market shifts, you won't make the most money and you may be pushed out of the business. So what do you guys think is where you should be? Would you be more focused on buyers in this market, or you think you should be focused on more listings? What do you guys think?
Buyers.
And why do you want to focus on buyers and not listings?
Because based on the marketers are lost, so we know that a lot of listings are coming in, and based on the supply and demand. So we have a lot of supplies now, and then the demand is.
That's one good answer. So we have a lot of buyers. So buyers have an opportunity to get a better deal versus when you get a listing now, unless the seller really wants to sell. If they have a need to sell, that seller's listing will most likely sell. For example, if someone is in a divorce situation or a distressed situation, or someone lost their job, or someone has to move out of their state, then those are your sellers who are really motivated to sell. I would really work with them, because if you get a listing and they're not really motivated, what will happen is their house won't sell. And once their house don't sell, eventually they'll get rid of you. And then they'll hire another agent who will more than likely have them reduce the price. And that person may not be able to sell. And they'll hire a third one, which may be me. And I'll reduce it even more and then sell it, and they'll think I did some magic. If you are working with sellers, when I'm working with sellers now, I am very upfront with them with the plan. I tell them, hey, listen, this is the price. I discuss price reductions ahead of time. And what I also do is I give them a game plan. I'm like, hey, if we are not able to sell within, let's say, 30 or 60 days, what's our plan? Because I don't want to lose them as a client. I have a few listings which at the end of this week, if they don't sell, our plan is, because we already had discussed it, that we are going to pull it out from the market and then relist it again at a different time. Because those sellers I have, they don't want to reduce the price. There's nothing wrong with their house, but the condition is great. The price is good, but the buyers still don't want to pay that price. Do you know why buyers are not buying?
A couple of things. That's what I've noticed with my buyers. They're having this mixed conception of price dropping. It's going to be more than what it is. Also, what the market is right now with the economy at this state of, that's what people are holding off because of the jobs, the instability is playing a huge role right now. Uncertainty. The uncertainty, I think, is a bigger factor at this stage that we are in right now. That's what I
see. The buyers, buyers are just like, how stock market and crypto market works. They are always trying to find the bottom. They always miss the bottom. They always miss the top. They're waiting for the bottom. If the house was 500, which they really wanted to buy, now is dropped to 450, they still don't want to buy. So an example of a buyer which I was dealing with last week, there was a property for $800,000. He loved it. He's like, I love this property. I said, why don't you buy it? He's like, no, if I get it for $775, I'll buy it. So I talked with the agent. He said, hey, I'll get it done for $775. Then my buyer said, no, I want $750. They will come down. So he was waiting. Then they dropped it to $775 and they were willing to take $750. Then I went back to my buyer. I said, hey, is that you really want it at $775? Now it's at $7. They are willing to take $750. He said, no, they'll come down to $725. And just a couple days ago, it got under contract $750 with someone else. Because see, buyers, they want, they don't want, they're trying to catch the bottom. There's a lot of, hype in the news. They watch news, they're talking with their friends, they don't know what they're doing. So a smart agent will educate them. So for right now, as we all agreed that buyers may be a better customer or a client in this market, right? That's number one thing. But now how do you find them, right? How do you find those buyers? So you have to, whenever you do any type of marketing, right? When you're doing marketing on Facebook or social media or whatnot, you want to always focus on what's called problem versus solution. If you look at all these smart marketing companies, they always give you a problem and then they give you a solution. My nephew actually told me this. He was taking some marketing class. He was like, hey, always use problem and solution. Find the problem and find the solution. So what is the problem buyers have? Let's say we are looking for a niche. See, every market you want to work on a niche. You want to work around everything, right? But you always want to have a niche which you really focus on. You want to focus on a niche. So what do you think, what type of niche you should focus on now? At least from now till March, let's say 6 months. This niche should be good for 6 months because the market may change. It's a possibility because we have one rate drop, but it still may not trigger the buyers. See, the rate drops are not triggering the buyers to come back. The prices are not low enough to trigger the buyers back in the market. Even though the rates are lower, it's still not triggering the investors to buy properties, to buy and hold because their monthly payment is still, even they put 20% down, they're still not making any money. So, but this is slowly changing. The rates are coming down, but they're not there yet. So let's say we have at least 6 months to focus on a niche. What should be that niche for this 6 months? What do you guys think you need to really focus on? So we have a lot of buyers. We have investors, we have first-time buyers, we have second-time buyers, we have downgrade, upgrade. So you have all these options, right? It's like you're going to this grocery store and you have to buy a cake and there are different type of cakes and you're like, let me pick one. So what cake or what niche you guys should focus on in this market?
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
I was going to say first time home buyer.
Okay, what else?
Buyers, my approach to the buyers is we can help you with seller subsidy. We can work with off price.
Is this a second time? Is it a first time buyer, second buyer?
First time home buyer are really big on that.
Okay.
Because they don't have enough funds, they don't know the whole process. So I think that is the biggest thing that I've seen.
Why did you say, Mr. Faizan, first time buyers?
I was going to say because a lot of them don't have they don't want to put a big down payment or they don't have a big down payment to put down. Plus if we can negotiate closing costs plus get them at 0% down, they'll have to pay less out of pocket.
So that's the right answer. You guys need to be focused. Put all your focus. If I was you, I would put all your focus on first-time buyers only. See, last year, let's just go back last year. Last year, we had so many buyers, hundreds and thousands of buyers who desperately wanted to buy a house, but they were not able to buy any house. Why? Competition. Number two, because you have to waive appraisal, you have to pay the appraisal gap, closing cost. And then another one is the down payment. Even they had down payment, then they didn't have closing cost money. If they had closing cost money and down payment, they didn't have the money to waive inspection and cover the appraisal gap. We don't have that problem anymore. And those buyers still have not bought anything. Those buyers have not bought anything. So that should be your niche. And this is where problem solution comes. So when you're doing your marketing, you're like, hey, problem, you don't have money to put down. You don't have closing cost. Solution, we can buy you a house with zero down. Especially works great with rentals. I was just talking with this lady as I was coming here. She called me. She said, I want to rent a house. Credit score is like 650. I said, why don't you buy? She said, I don't have money. I said, what if I can help you buy a house with zero out of your pocket? I was like, you want to rent something for $3,000. It's going to cost you $3,000 in deposit and $3,000 first month rent, and your credit is 620. The landlord may not still give you the house because your credit is not excellent. What if I can help you buy a house where it's not costing you anything? Not only that, your first payment will come after a month. So you're going to live 1 month for free and you're walking in a property with literally zero out of your pocket. Yes, you may, if you should have $1,000, at least couple $1,000 for deposit and an inspection and appraisal, which they already have because he was ready to put $6,000 on a rental. So that's your problem and that's your solution. Okay? And now, where do you find these buyers? I have a note here for there. Who wants to read it, man? Siobhan, you want to read it? Where they can find where can they find these buyers?
Say a quick prayer, get a good night's sleep, and tomorrow they'll be waiting in your driveway with a pre-approval in hand, ready to tour homes they've already picked out themselves.
This is exactly where you're going to find them.
Every realtor's dream.
Yes. You'll wake up tomorrow morning and there will be a buyer in your driveway in a Rolls Royce, Benz Rolls Royce, and they're like, hey, we're approved for 800 and we already found a house. The thing is, you have to put in the effort. See, if you are a smart realtor, right, and when you focus on a niche, you have to focus kind of a tunnel vision on something, right? So you have to now wear your marketing hat and you're like, how can I attract these buyers, right? Can you go to the next slide? Did I put a solution there or no? Oh no, go back. I think I didn't do that. So I'll just tell you. Okay. What do you think you should do to find these buyers?
Personally, this is what I'm thinking to do. Within the past 2 years, whoever contacted me or if I came across that they were all interested to buy a home, or the people that they contacted me that they wanted to rent a home, maybe within the past 2 years, I'm gonna just go and take a look at all of those lists and I put it in my list as potential buyers and then
follow up with them.
And then follow up with them. That's
So you're saying like you'll focus on your database.
my database
Okay.
is the main thing, that's the hub. And I definitely want to go and jog in all my memories if I forgot to put them in my CRM. If it is not, I put it all there and focus on those.
Oh, no, that's really good. Faizan, as you're a new agent, so you don't have a database, how are you going to find these people?
Good question. I have no clue.
No, think of something.
My first thing was like the social media content I was doing.
Okay.
Maybe geared towards a little more first-time home buyers.
And how you going to do that? What is going to be in that content?
Just like talk about how you can potentially get a house for zero down.
Okay, so social media, zero down. What about you, Mr. Easy? It should be easy for you. How are you going to find these buyers with these first-time buyers? What do you think you should do to find these first-time buyers? Let's say if you have to look for a first-time home buyer who have no money, how are you going to find them?
I do social media.
Okay.
And then also with the business that I do, my business, I'm mobile mechanic.
Yes. So you're meeting a lot of people, like you're saying, so social media, socializing, past client. What about you, Miss Esther?
Going to apartment complexes because the
Okay. And what are you going to do there?
Share my thoughts on them getting a property with what you just said.
So you're going to knock on doors? Is that what you're saying? Or?
Yes, like share, send a little bit of information about buying a home with no down payment.
Okay. What about you, Miss Aisha?
Either do a
And
webinar.
also
Sure.
my other place of work, I talk to a lot of people.
Yes, so you socialize a lot too. That's like key because a lot of people are buying furniture, a lot of people are coming to fix their cars. What about you, Miss Aisha?
I would do a webinar or an event where you invite your spheres, the people you know, bring them all and blast it with your social media and rapidly keep on reaching out to people through social media and webinars, so get people engaged, give them the information and let them come to you.
Good. So you're talking about like webinars and seminars. Okay. What about you, Maya? You're hiding there. Yeah.
I mean, I talk to everybody everywhere I go. A lot of places that I go to, I have like the little plastic cards.
Can you like, there's some things right there. Can you move? They look so strange. They're like, they're like right there. Okay. Okay.
I ask people if I go to businesses, I ask them if I could leave it, like my business cards there, constantly talking to people, especially doing stuff at the school. I'm constantly talking to parents.
So socializing and reaching out like a business reach. Okay. These are very good answers, but I'm going to give you specific things you should be doing. Okay. We'll come with Mr. Faizan. He said social media. See, you want to, if I was in this position, what I would do is I would, call Mr. Musa, right here. I would call Mr. Musa. He can sell you a package for maybe, maybe for 3 months, maybe make 12 videos, right? Make 12 videos and for social media. Or you can do it yourself or hire him to make professional videos, which is geared towards home buying process. And every video should have 0 down. For example, one video can be, hey, how home inspections work, right? And then each video you want to bring up your problem and solution. You want to make one video with a loan officer who specializes in grant programs. We have Gary, we have so many other ones. Actually, Gary is coming in next month's one of the meetings. But 0 down, grant programs, VHDA, USDA. First, you want to understand those programs, and then you want to present it in your video. So you need to make at least 3 to 4 month plan and have one video go out every week about this. So that's cover your social media. Every video should be geared towards first time home buying, but at the end of the video you want to always say, hey, if you want to learn more, give me a call. You want to have a problem, a solution, and a call to action. These are the things they must be in there. Otherwise, they're just getting information. So that's number 1. Mr. Easy said socializing. Socializing is always, and I'll just combine it like Miss Farida has her clientele and some of you guys have your clientele, right? Call your past clients who are not first-time home buyers. You don't have to only look for first-time home buyers. You should call any of your client and say, listen, do you know anyone who is looking to buy a house? Because we have a great program where they can buy a house with 0 down. So if your cousin, your nephew, your family member, your coworker is trying to buy a house and take advantage, just get Mr. Nabil, how are you? We're gonna add you. You have a chance to win something too. You look nice, man.
Oh, very good. I was actually just qualifying somebody with a 0% down.
Here you go.
So there you go.
There you go, man. So then we have that. So we discussed about social media, past clients, and then another key thing Miss Esther said, apartments. Where do you find these first-time home buyers? They are renting. So you can even, you can go and talk with an apartment complex. They have these community events, right? And you can say, hey, can I put my booth there? Or can I, what you can do is like Miss Aisha said, you want to do a first-time home buyer event. And I think Ben and Nabil have been very successful. So they can show you how that works, but that's actually can really help you. But you can combine all of this marketing by setting up an event, going to those apartment complexes and knocking on doors, or hire someone and they can give a flyer that you have a first-time home buyer seminar coming in your area for free. So you want to give them not only free education, what else you want to give them so they'll come to your seminar? You want to give them free education, what else you're giving them?
Some type of incentive.
Some type of, which could be maybe food. Yummy, yummy. Some cookies, some, I don't know, Panera bread. Miss Cat, how are you? You want to offer them something. Make sense? So we have social media, we have events, we have past client database, we have socializing. There's so many things you can do. Again, for Miss Cat and Nabil, but I want to just recap really quickly. What we are discussing is how to find those buyers. First, you want to find a niche. I think for next 6 months, if you want to really make a lot of money, focus on first-time buyer niche. First-time buyers is the key. You'll get the maximum commission because the sellers are desperate. You'll get closing costs paid. You may even get 5% commission, who knows. I have a few listings. If someone says, hey, they asked me for 4 or 5%, I may get the seller to agree to that because they're desperate to sell them. So you'll get the most commission. Your buyer is so happy. The rates are still lower and there's nothing out of their pocket. Now you want to give them problem, they got no money. Solution is zero down. I've sold so many homes. Before, when I was advertising, that was my niche. Most of our banners are like zero down. And the zero down people are amazing because their dream is to buy a house, they can't afford it. Now you are the person who is going to guide them, help them find their first house. And guess what? They're going to bring all their friends to buy a house from you as well.
Can you go a little more over about for the zero down payment for these first-time home buyers? How can they get it?
How? So their programs like, for example, there's programs like VHDA, Virginia Housing Development Authority. They have a zero down. You have grant programs, which the county has these grant programs where they will give you money towards your down payment. Then you have that 2% grant where the lender will give you 2% down. You just put 1%. So there are various programs. And we'll have the lender coming here, but there's so many lenders who offer this. Not all of them. Mortgage brokers don't like it because you don't make too much money from it. But bigger banks, like we have AFN Gary, he does it. We have Christy Hardy, she offers that. We have Lee Fry with George Mason. They actually specialize in these programs. So there are so many programs geared toward this. So your seminar, your classes, your videos should be geared towards this. If I was you, in this market and your business is you're not selling a lot of homes, you should make one video a week. You should do one seminar or a networking event every month, maybe more. But you have to really focus on that and you'll see how this will multiply. And you're actually helping them and educating them. So you got that, right? I think Ms. Kat and Nabil missed Mr. Nabil. I have exactly where you can find these buyers. Maybe you can read the last.
I heard you on Zoom.
Yeah. Ms. Kat, this is where you find them.
I go to sleep every night dreaming this. This only happened to me one time actually.
Yeah. This is where you exactly find them.
It actually happened, not on my driveway, but on my phone.
People on Zoom, you guys have any questions? Are you still even there? I think they're asleep. They're gone. They're gone. All right.
We're here.
Oh, good. Someone is here. Okay, let's move on. Okay. Now we have kind of narrowed it down to a niche, which is first-time home buyers. Now you have an idea where you can find them. See, most of us, they come to this class, have a good time, and they go home and go back to their normal life, which they won't do anything. You have to, if you really want to be successful and sell maybe at least like 3 homes, 3 times 6 is what? 24? 18. If you want to at least sell 18 homes, take this seriously. When you go home, make a marketing plan for the next 6 months. I think you should be able to sell at least 30 homes. Maybe more. Very easy, very simple. You just have to focus. Mr. Faizan, you're going to go home and, do this, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now I want to go over step-by-step process. The process I work with. Everyone has their own process, right? I will share with you my process. I have one of my buyer here too, Miss Cat. She bought a house from me.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, she's my client. Yeah. Okay. So there's someone who's trying to join Miss Shivan. Yeah, I think he was here. Okay. One thing you want to do, even you're talking with your first-time home buyers or any buyer, do you guys pre-qualify them over the phone or no?
Oh, yes, I do.
Okay. What questions do you ask them?
I asked them about if they know their scores and they have any assets, what are their down payments, they have any savings, what kind of job they have done, if they are W-2s or they are 1099. So I go based on everything, and then based on the conversation, then I'll just ask them more qualification and say, do you know anyone that you have worked with? Like, you want me to suggest you who you want to work with? And I always ask them, if you want to work with Afghan, and Linda from Afghanistan, or because I know the culture, so I have to really...
Yeah, sometimes language barrier, I ask that too. Some people are comfortable with...
over all of that, and then based on their needs, then I will tell them, yes, you will be able to buy a home at this point. If not, then I'll consult them to work with a lender. Maybe if they're not going to be able to buy today, they're going to be able to buy in 6 months to a year.
Oh, good.
And
Very smart.
And then I leave them with 3-4 numbers for the lenders, and then I follow up.
No.
Lender.
See, whenever you talk with a buyer, it doesn't matter if they are bad credit, good credit, you want to pre-qualify them, and after the end of the call, you need to tell them exactly what you're going to do and what you want them to do. You need to give them, the call should end with exactly what the next step is. So we're gonna just do a role play call. I like role play. So is to how I pre-qualify buyers, because before I send them to because someone who doesn't have zero down, right? I don't want to send them to a mortgage broker. If someone doesn't have income, I want to send them to the right lender. Like if they have 20% down but no income, I want to send them to a lender who specializes in DSCR loan. If they have good credit, good income, no money, I want to gear them to Gary with AFN with zero down. And so it all depends on their situation. So we're going to do a role play. Who wants to be my buyer? Oh, man, Nabil wants to. Okay, you want him this? No, man. I won't do Nabil, man. Let's say because Mr. Meher, no. Faizan is actually a first-time buyer. Okay? So let's say I'm going to give you a call, right?
Oh, you give me a call. Can I give you a call?
You can give me a call. Like I got your number from a friend and who you're looking to buy a house. So I'm going to give you a call and try to pre-qualify you. Ring.
Hello?
Hey, is this Faizan?
Who's this?
Faizan is Waleed with Remax Galaxy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I got your number from your friend Nabil. He mentioned that you're looking to buy a house. Is there a good time to talk?
Could you call me back later?
Yeah, okay. All right. No worries, man. I'm calling you back now. Bring him back. Okay. Faizan, it's been a couple days. I've been trying to reach you. Is it a good time to talk?
Yeah, it's a great time.
Okay. Can I ask you a few questions so I can understand your situation better? Sure. So you're buying a house. Are you, just few questions, are you buying it solo or you're buying with someone else? Is it a joint purchase?
Buying it myself.
Okay, so it's just you. And how much do you make a year?
I make 120K.
So you make 120,000 a year. And how would you rate your credit? Is it fair, good, or excellent?
I would say it's fair.
Okay. Fair meaning, is it under 650? Is it under 6?
I would say it's around 634.
Okay, 6. When was the last time you checked your credit?
Yesterday.
Okay. And why do you think is 630? Is there any negative items like late payments, any collections or judgments?
No, I think my utilization rate is just too high.
Okay, so meaning you're kind of capped on your credit cards, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but there's no late payments, there's no judgments, anything like that. And you are a first-time home buyer. You have not bought a home before, right? Okay. And is there any money you have set aside for your down payment?
I have 3,000 down.
Okay, so you have $3,000 you have saved. Okay, so you have $3,000 towards this. And what is your time frame? When are you trying to buy? Is it 3 months, 6 months?
As soon as I can get a house.
Okay. Are you renting right now, or
Yeah.
are you in a lease?
Yeah.
Are you on a month-to-month lease, or
It's
is?
a month to month.
Oh, so you can give them a notice, a 30-day notice, and come out of it.
Correct.
Okay. So what I'm getting is you're first-time home buyer. You make great money. Your credit is fair to good. You have about $3,000 saved up to purchase a house. And what is your monthly budget? If you are buying a house, what number you're comfortable with, monthly payment-wise?
3,500.
Okay, 3,500. So that's your budget. And are you trying to buy a townhouse, a single-family house?
Both of them work.
Okay. And which areas you're interested?
Anywhere in Northern Virginia, just like an hour drive from DC.
Okay, so anywhere hour drive from DC, makes sense. So Mr. Faizan, what I'll do is I'll connect you. So I work with a lender who has program for first-time home buyers, meaning you can buy a house with literally zero down and zero closing costs, because when you're buying a house, there are two major costs. One is your down payment, and the second is your closing costs. Closing costs is average 3% of the sale price. So if you're buying a house for 400, it's about 12,000. So I work with a lender who do zero down, and the market is, more like a buyer's market. So it's a huge possibility that we can have the seller cover your closing cost. So what I'll do is after this call, I'll talk with my lender. His name is Gary. And then I'll start a group message so he can reach out to you. You just have to do a quick application. He will want some of the documents from you. And then once you're approved for a mortgage and we know how much exactly you're approved up to, then we can discuss more about the type of house and more towards the home buying process. How does it sound to you?
That sounds great.
Any questions do you have right now for me?
No.
Awesome, very good. So what I'll do is shortly, maybe in the next 30 minutes to an hour, I'll talk with the loan officer and I'll start a group message. Sounds good?
Yeah, sounds perfect. Good talking to you.
Good. So did I do okay? See, now I know exactly his situation, and I know where I have to send him. So I can save his time, save my time, but I did not get into home buying process yet. I want to focus on approval. He's first time home buyer. Don't want to confuse him. We want to just stick on the pre-approval stage. So I kind of pre-qualified him. Based on what he's telling me, we know where he stands. So now when Gary pulls everything, maybe there's some things he may have to do and we may have to wait 3 months, 6 months, but at least we'll know where he stands. Maybe he's ready now. Based on what he's telling me, he should be ready now, unless there's something else on his credit and it may change something. So that covers the pre-qualification. And then after Mr. Faizan is pre-approved, right? Now Gary says, hey, he's good for 400,000. Now what most agents do is, right, they'll just start putting you on an auto email and hey, let's start looking at homes. But you want to be different. You don't want to be like a regular agent. You want to be different, because a lot of us are, I'll say my example. I'm like Brown. I'm from Pakistan, right? But a lot of Pakistani agents or, agents from our side, they are not using the systems. They're like doing just, let's start listing. Here's my business card. You want to be different. So when your clients meet with you, because you want them to be your fan, And once they go through the process with you, not only they like you, they respect you. And they look at you as a high-end realtor. You want to be the Lamborghini of the realtor. You don't want to be like, just a realtor. So what I was doing before, and I still do that, is once now Faizan is qualified, now I'm going to make an appointment with him. If he doesn't want to come to the office, but if he's available, why not? Because now you can meet with him. But it's a busy, you can do a Zoom call. But Zoom call, a phone call, I would say Zoom or in person. You want to do a buyer's presentation. You guys have buyer's presentations?
Yes.
Who has them? Yes. If you don't have it, Shawan, can you email it to everyone? We'll send you Galaxy's buyer's presentation. You want to, and when there's a first-time home buyer and it's a couple, and you tell them, hey, I'm going to give a presentation, they'll come to the office, you have a husband, wife holding hands. They are so excited about learning this. I've done it so many times on Zoom or in person where a couple will come or their kids will come, and they're so interested because they're so excited because this is their biggest purchase. So when you make them feel special, by the time I work with a buyer, just in between the process, most of the time I'll get 3-4 referrals because they are so impressed with everything I'm doing for them. Because regular agents not doing that. What they'll do is, hey, you're approved, let me send you a listing, let's meet at the property. But you want to be more of a, you have to do your presentation. So now I'll sit down with Mr. Faizan and go through my presentation, which will cover, again, loan process. We'll discuss about his loan, which Gary has given the approval letter, discuss about, why he should even invest in real estate, how the equity is built, tax benefits. But I'll tell him that I'm not an accountant, but he needs to know that at the end of the year, his interest he's paying, possibly maybe tax deductible. See, these are the things a regular agent is not explaining them. How equity works, how refinance works, how interest rate works, how even they can save, because sometimes the loan officer is not telling them how they can do bi-weekly payments and save a lot on the interest, how they can pay $100 extra a month, how their loan is 30 years amortized with no prepayment penalty. So they don't know all of that. So, but when you explain them this, they're like, wow, this guy is like giving us all this information. How, or also when you're going through this process, now you discuss about home, how you're gonna see homes. See, when you don't establish this in the beginning, you have problems. See, if for a first-time home buyer or any buyer, see, a lot of agents, I hear from them, oh, they only want to see houses from me because they love me. No. They only follow the process you present to them. You're like, the way home buying process works with me is me or my assistant, if you have them, will show you the homes. But if you don't have an assistant, right? Or if you have one and you don't really tell them you have one. For example, I start working with Faizan and after a week, I'm like, hey, someone else will show you the house. Then he'll think that I'm like, I don't want to. But if I tell Faizan, hey, I have a showing assistant. Whenever you like a property, my showing assistant or me will, you have to tell them whose role is what. So if he was working with me in home buying process, what I do is I'm like, Faizan, I have Gary on the group. This is what I do. I have me on the group. I'm going to add my showing assistant. If I'm not available, anything you like, share in the group. In that way, Gary knows what's going on. My showing assistant knows who'll show him the house anytime, and I'm there. So I'll go over how our showings will work. See, this is the time where if you take Saturday off, right? Or you take Sunday off, or you take Monday, Tuesday off, or you only work X amount of hours. This is the time to give it to your buyers. By the way, I don't show houses on Saturday. It's my family time. Unless it's urgent, otherwise I won't be it. So you want to give that right there and then, not when you're showing them homes and they're like, oh, now you don't want to show me homes. So you want to build all of that right there in this buyer's presentation. So now we have discussed home buying process. Now you are going to discuss with them about what happens after they go under contract. You want to tell them ahead of time. You don't want to give them surprises. Hey, Mr. Faizan, by the way, when you offer, once you like a house, we will get the numbers from Gary just to make sure you're comfortable with the payments, and then we will discuss before we submit the offer. And when we are submitting the offer, of course, once your offer is accepted, there will be EMD. They're like, what is EMD? This is the time you tell them what, some realtors throw these fancy terms at their first time buyers and they're like, EMD, home inspection, appraisal, because they don't know. They've never been through a home buying process. That's your job. We're getting paid. So you're like, hey, you have to give a deposit. This is how deposits work. After that, we will have more than likely a home inspection contingency. What is that? So you have to explain them. Hey, you have to hire an inspector. It will cost you $300 to $500 or $600. Why you have to pay for an inspector? You have to tell him, hey, Faizan, because you are hiring someone on your behalf to do a service for you. You buy the house or you don't buy the house, you have to pay someone to do this. So he needs to know this cost now. And tell them, hey, once you do inspection, this is our opportunity to negotiate. Miss Casey is here. I think we're going to have this for her. We need one piece of paper, by the way, when you get a chance. It's like she wants to know about this, right? She just closed like 10 homes. All right.
Hi, everybody. Now that you all are here.
Okay, thanks for interrupting and I'm just kidding. Okay. So guys, you're there, right? So you want to go over home inspection, how it works, how you can negotiate. You want to discuss about appraisal, how appraisals work, and what if the price comes lower, what happens. Some buyers don't even know if the price goes higher. Some buyers are like, oh, I'm buying it for $350, appraisal come for $4, do I have to pay $50,000? So you have to really spend an hour at least to explain them how home buying process works. And after that, send that presentation to them. This is the right way of doing this. They will trust you more. You don't have problems throughout the transaction. They know how your systems work, how your team works, because everyone has a different model. So then they'll trust you more. Any questions there? So we discussed about now buyer's presentation. We got the approval letter. Now it comes to house hunting. There are agents who are showing like 30 homes, 50 homes, 30, like 25 homes. You're doing something wrong. It should, in this market, maybe 5 to 10. In a market we had before, maybe 3 to 5. 3 to 5 or 5 to 10, pushing it to 15. If you're showing more than 15 homes to the same buyer, there's something you're not doing right. Okay? So what I do is, once I know their approval, in the buyer's presentation, I want to really understand what they are looking for. Hey, how many bedrooms, how many bath? You want a walkout basement? A lot of people, I work with from Pakistan, they're like, hey, we want a walkout basement. We need a bedroom and a bath there because we want to rent it out. So you don't want to show them, when a buyer is telling you their requirement and you set it up on auto email, which is fine, and you're going to send it to them, it may, because there's no I think a tag where you can say walkout basement or not. So let's say Mr. Faizan is my buyer. He wants 3 bedrooms, 3.5 bath, walkout basement, 3-level home in Woodbridge. Right? But when I'm talking with him, I am on the MLS. If I don't see as many results, let's say he gives me a criteria and I only see 3 homes which matches his criteria, what would you tell him at this point? That, hey, you have only 3 homes, or what you should do at this point? Mr. Nabil, you can answer. Why, man?
Beforehand, I would have already suggested to keep the searches very general. The reason being is because most agents don't put so much detailed information in there. So if I'm asking specifically, or if they're asking for something very specific and the agent didn't enter that into the MLS anyways, they'll never see it in the property. Number two, they may ask for a specific type of square footage, for example, but based on layouts, a smaller home could also look larger. So I tell them to keep things very general. Now, if it comes to where they only have 3 properties available based on their searches, I would suggest, say, listen, this is all that we have currently that's available on market based on what you suggested. Maybe we need to look at certain things that are more of a priority for you, that are a non-negotiable, and then those parts that you might be able to consider compromising a little bit on, because we're going to need to make some adjustments so that you have a few more options to look at. Unless you want to pick between one of these 3, which is fine.
Yeah. What else? Now he has 3 properties only. We adjusted the criteria, there are still 3. And he is looking in Woodbridge. Now I have only 3 properties. What do I do? He's not going to buy those 3 properties.
I normally tell them you need to expand your search.
Yes.
I always suggest that.
So now at this point, you're like, hey, Mr. Faizan, you have 2 options. Either expand your search or increase your price. Or deal with these 3 properties, and if the market is very, you think it's not going to have, and those 3 properties are very, there's some properties, like for example, he's looking at his budget is 350 or 325 in Woodbridge, 2-level townhouse, not too many options. I'm going to say, Faizan, why don't we add Stafford? What do you think? Or, hey, can you push your approval to 375. These are your 2 options. See, I like to be very realistic with my buyers. I'm like, hey, either expand or increase search. Otherwise, this is what you have to deal with and you won't have anything. Or wait until, or you can keep looking at that until you can push your approval higher. So you want to, again, like Nabil said, you want to keep searches a little open, but let's say he wants a walkout basement, 3 bedrooms, 3.5 bath, right? Now he's on my auto email. Now Mr. Faizan is gonna send me properties he like. Now, before I show it to him, I'm going to, if you want to save your time, you want to first make sure they're available, right? A lot of agents just go out and showing houses, 5 houses, and 3 of them already have 3 offers on it, right? We know Mr. Faizan doesn't have down payment or closing costs, and he sent me 5 properties. So what should I be doing? He sent me 5 properties. He doesn't have down payment, closing costs. What should I do as a smart agent? Yes?
I'll contact the agent and negotiate those before I even show it.
Smart. You're going to call them and say, hey, I have a client, first-time buyer. Before I show them the house, you think we can get closing cost? If they say no, they're very firm, I'll call Faizan. I'm like, Faizan, out of 5, now we've narrowed down to 3. Out of the 3, Faizan, 2 of them don't have a walkout basement. You said you really wanted to rent the basement. Do you still want to see them? He'll be like, yes. And I'm going to say, why? You don't want to say, you want to ask them. You're like, Faizan, okay, you said you wanted a walkout. 2 of them don't have it. So you're saying yes because you will buy it because you don't need to rent it anymore? If he says no, I just want to look at it, then I'm going to tell him why I won't tell him that inside. I'm like, I don't want to waste my time. But I want to show Mr. Faizan, I don't want to waste his time. I'm like, Faizan, if you really want to rent the basement, it's an in-ground basement. You'll have the tenants access from your living room. You want that? And he'll say no. I was like, then it's not a good idea to waste your time. Now we're narrowed down to 1 home. Hey, Faizan, you want to look at that 1 home? Then we go show. So you want to narrow it down. And once we show a house to Mr. Faizan, right? And after I show a house, I always ask at the end, I'm like, hey, what do you think about this house? I don't ask them what he likes. I ask them, what do you don't like about this house? Another thing, so when he tells me that, then I can amend his search better. But what I do is when showing houses, right, there's something I do to gain trust. See, you already gave them the presentation. They're very happy with you because no other agent has done it or spent time and sit down with them. You gave everything. Now, you want to show them that you are even going further. You want to show them you are you're not an inspector, but you are a very educated person. You know about home buying. You want to also show them that you are a good inspector too. So when I show them a home, every buyer, I look at the windows. I tell them what the windows are. I'm like, these are wood windows. They're not vinyl. More than likely, they need replacement. Show them the AC. I'm like, let's look at the date. You don't have to call the agent. There's a date written on it. There's a date written on appliances. There's a date written on water heater. So there are many things you can look on your own. And why I do this? Because if the windows are old, AC is old, water heater is old, they don't have any money, they will be spending home inspection and backing out of it because the seller may not negotiate. Before I put an offer, I want to make sure I tell them, hey, your AC is 30 years old. We may ask for a replacement. You think you'll replace it? If they say no, and I'll tell Faizan, hey, if you want to go with this house, yes, you can get a warranty. It may not cover the whole thing, but you will eventually have to fix it and they won't fix it at inspection. Do you still want to move forward? So you want to save not only your time, because you're going to go under contract. He's going to spend all this money. Then he's going to back out. Then you wasted all this time. Now he wasted all this inspection and appraisal money. So you want to make sure before you write an offer, you have done at least that work. Now they're like, man, this realtor is really good. I even show them things and they're so happy. I'm like, hey, you know how these windows work? You know how those windows are? You can take them down, and clean them. How it has the child lock on it. I show them all of this to show them how experienced I am. I tell them, hey, this is a furnace. This is not a electric AC unit. How furnace works versus a regular, what's the difference between a heat pump and a furnace? How you can change temperature on your water heater, how sump pump work, how sump pump battery works, how these small things work, and they're like, wow, this guy's know what he's doing. That will really, you will gain trust. You're now saving a lot of time. Yes, there are buyers who just wants to look at homes and they can't make their decision, but you can still help them. You can still narrow things down for them. Then it comes the negotiating, which most of you are really good at it, which is, hey, in this market, negotiation skills are different than the market we're in. Of course, before you show the property, you already, see, I don't send any offer until it's already negotiated down. I usually am sending offers for signatures. Everything is done over the phone. Unless there's a different plan where you just wait and hold. But most of my negotiations are done over the phone before the offer is even out. I don't want to waste my time, write an offer. Most of the terms are already final. I'm like, hey, listen, I'm going to send you offer this price, this closing cost, this commission, this many days inspection, this type of inspection, this and that. Once we are very close to the terms, I'll send that out. So I see agents send offers on my listing, not now, but in a previous market, and they don't even call me or text me, I sent you an offer. I feel like they're not really motivated to, buy this house. So you want to be like, when the faster market, I keep calling the agent, hey man, what happened? What happened? Until it's ratified. Now things is different. Once you send an offer, the listing agent will call you 20 times. And you're like, okay, man, I'm eating dinner, I'm eating breakfast, I'm going to playground, I'm doing this. And you're like making them like suffer a little. And then you're like, my buyer changed my mind. Yeah, then you're like, my buyer changed my mind unless you give us another 10,000 cheaper, right?
That's the agent influence for me right now.
That's how it is in this market. Then closing. This you should learn from Miss Casey. First house, it has to be special. Just don't show up. I have a small gift, but Casey goes beyond. If you want raving clients, every buyer can give you another 10 buyers. Make this a special day for them. Spend time, spend a little money, like be very creative, because once you build that relationship, there's a air fryer they really wanted, or maybe they had a child who really had issue with some air, and you will get an air purifier. It has to be very thoughtful, spend time, surprise them. So if you really want 10 more buyers out of them, so you want to really make their closing special, from walkthrough to closing, to the closing gift, make it special. Go take them to dinner, lunch, whatever but make it very personalized and special if you want more clients. Just don't show up and you're like, here's papers. Agents are sitting at the closing table. We don't even need them. Agents are just sitting at the closing table just bothering the title agent, because they keep adding more things to it. They keep revising those numbers. They're just sitting there, waiting for the check. Right? Yeah. Come on, man. Inside, they're like, I got so many things to do, man. Get it over with. They're like sitting, and then keep interrupting, and making things worse. At least if you show up there, you have a question?
I was about to ask, what is the most expensive gift you've ever given to a client?
She will answer. I'm like cheap. Yeah.
I think it's a combination of stuff. Probably like a TV on top of one thing.
Yeah, like I've done like
Overtime.
27.
yeah, like there's things that you don't see. These are just things that you actually, physical things that you see, like a TV, a Ninja, a whole Ninja set, like
Ninja.
like the blender, the toaster. Those are all like an espresso. All these things. A Chamberlain, like a garage opener, that's like $350. Get that. Plus, on top of that, I get a lot of other things. But then I also do the carpet cleaning. I get the house cleaned. So and then I sometimes end up paying for the garage installation. So I send my own guys out, get their garage installed, get them the garage opener. But first I gift it to them, and then the next day they go there, and then I get their.
She goes beyond. The list can continue. She can do a special class on that, because she does a lot of that.
Yeah, you should.
You should see her videos. It's amazing. She has red carpet there and like balloons and all that.
Can I share something?
Yes, please.
For the past 2 years, but now I don't have anything. So I got these really expensive knives, the big one, and I just put, your home is your castle.
Yes.
My thing, and then my name. They love it. And then I had a phone call from one of the business that I sold.
You put
to
your name
Florida.
on?
Yeah, you could. I will give you guys a name, because I got a lot of them with a really good discount.
Yeah.
And this guy is still calling me, and I have no money. I have to make some sales. Anyway, so somebody called me. They were like, Farida, we bought. Oh, that's what my buyer actually. Are you gonna give me the same set? Because I love my set.
There you go.
Anytime I look at it, it's your name, and then it's the best. So it's like too
And
much.
wives can use it as a weapon too.
I know.
With your name on it. Hey.
And it's $275
Yeah.
worth of
Yeah.
gift. It's beautiful. They give you a wrap, and then you can register it. The other good thing is that I can get all of those buyers and sellers that I gave them those knives. The company will come every year yeah. So
And they can maybe sing your song too. Buy a house from Farida 703. Why not, right?
The best gift that I ever gave to them, because they go in the kitchen and they're like, okay, Farida, she needs referrals.
Special gift I give to my clients is a hug. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Oh, I gave you something, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, here you go. I gave her something. A grill set. A grill, because it was summertime maybe for grilling.
Look at her face.
Yeah.
She was like, he gave me a grill.
She was like, I wish Casey was my agent. Okay.
I didn't get any cleaning or
Guys, but if whatever you do, 2 things you should definitely add to the list. I always use them. One is when you go through the walkthrough. This is the key, I'm telling you. This will give you referrals. It's the cheapest gift. Whenever you go to your buyer's walkthrough, put your magnet on their fridge. That's it. It's going to stay there forever. Forever.
But during holidays also, I get gifts where you can do like a calendar, because when people are like there, they have guests,
I literally got a referral from somebody saying, hey, we were talking in the kitchen, and then I forgot that your magnet was there, and I looked and I was like, yeah, why don't you call Maya? And they ended up buying a house with me.
Yeah.
I've lost
So
so many
Christmas-
customers.
But
and
Christmas
clients by
gifts,
that.
make sure it's
They
something
don't have
memorable.
Yeah. Magnet, and number 2, a keychain with your number. You know, I had a call from Vegas. I got a call from Vegas. Guys, I have a story, guys. Focus. I got a call from Vegas. One of my clients was passed out, drunk somewhere, and they found my keychain and they called me. They're like, you know this guy? Yeah. They sent me a picture of my client and they found my keychain in his pocket.
Of all people, they call the realtor.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I know him. I know his address.
Drive me to the hospital now.
Yeah.
I had a call, it was very funny talking about this. I had a call and very randomly, they found my client's wallet. And my card was in his wallet. They called me and they said, do you know this? So I said, can you read me the name? They read the name of the ID. Then I called my client. I said, so I was joking with him. I was like, did you visit this place? He said, how do you know, Aisha? I said, did you lose your wallet? He's like, yeah. I was like, I found it.
Yeah.
He said, how come? So it's giving that personalizing anything will always keep,
Yes. But make it special. Back in the days when the lemos, right now no one writes those lemos, but back in the days we had a few agents, so they would always hire a lemo to pick the buyers to the walkthrough with the agent and go to the closing and drop them off. It was something special. So you can do something. We can use Ben's Rolls Royce right here. Yeah.
So you do your walkthrough and the closing the same day?
Most of the times the same day or a day before, whenever that is. Depends on this,
If there's a home inspection that you had where there's some repairs and things, you might want to give it
Yeah.
a couple of days, because if you find something that the owner didn't repair, you want to at least give them 2-3 days to get back
Yeah.
in and fix it. If you do it the same day and you had a home inspection that had repairs done and an hour later you're going to closing, it's going to be delayed.
Yeah, 3-4 days before.
Next slide, Mr. Yvonne.
There's nothing wrong.
Do we have less? We have another slide or no? Okay. Guys, we're going on, moving on. Class is taking longer because it's a good class, of course. Okay. This is what the buyers are feeling in this market, right? Number 1, with more inventory on the market, the buyers don't feel the urgency. Are you guys feeling that? Number 2, too many choices leave them stuck, or too many choices. Many regret not buying earlier and the fear making another mistake, because all the buyers are like, hey, are we making a mistake or should we buy later? And then they have overload of information and they have fear. So how do you overcome that? You overcome that by educating them. So you know what I'm telling my buyers? This is how I am talking with my buyers. I'm like, listen, as I'm following up with, again, people, and I'm bringing them back in the market. I'm calling my buyers. I'm like, listen, why are you not buying? Hey, the rates are lower. The market is slower. What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for the rates to go more lower and the market to go up? I said, hey, don't follow the crowd. You want to always do opposite. Right now, as everyone is waiting for market to drop more and no one knows how low is going to dip, it's possible that in just February, March, it will start picking up again because people are filing their tax returns, they're getting their money back, and maybe another drop. I'm telling them the rates are closer to 6. Also, you can get closing costs, you can get price reduction. So this is the opportunity. What you have to do is you have to kind of sell them on the facts, which can save them a lot of money to buy now. Depends how you do them. I'm a very convincing guy and my buyers really listen to me because they've been my same clients for a long time. And I'm telling them, hey, what are you guys? I tell them it straight up, I'm like, what are you waiting for? Why are you not pulling the trigger? You're waiting for the market to turn around again. You've been waiting for this market. I said, I'm not telling you to buy now, but buy now and between March. I think, in my opinion, may be the best time to buy, and things may turn around after that. But actually, we don't know. But this is a huge possibility that next spring market we may be in a much better shape, because if we have more rate drops, at one time the buyers will have the entry. They'll have the entry because there are a lot of buyers holding. So what they are, again, as we were discussing, they're waiting for further price drops. They're waiting for market crash, not correction. And the market may not crash. There's a huge possibility it may not crash. It will correct and maybe stabilize. So we have to educate our buyers by understanding what the real news is, by following the Feds, following government policies, what's happening with the tariffs, what's happening with interest rates, when is the Fed's meeting, what are they discussing, what is stock market. The more educated you are, see, people come to us for money. Real estate is money. I think there are like, I don't know, trillions of dollars invested in US real estate economy. Is one of the biggest assets. Then you have, other assets like gold and stock market and all that. So real estate is number one. Right now, I'm also preparing my investors that, hey, it's time to slowly enter back in the market to buy and hold. So you want to work on those first-time home buyers, but first-time home buyers very easy to educate because they're renting anyways. You don't have to explain them anything. This is for second-time buyers. Buyers who are waiting, not second-time buyers. These are the buyers who've been waiting for a year. They're not first-time buyers. They have some money down. They don't have a problem. They have 20% down. They have good credit. They're just waiting for like a very cheap deal. So you can educate them. First-time buyers, very easy. Yes, Miss Maya.
Well, make sure you educate them, because right now the way the market is, you have a lot of cousins and uncles and people that are in other fields that try to educate them and give them wrong information. I've been running into this. My uncle said,
Oh, I have a very good answer to that.
it's ridiculous.
Let's say you tell me that, hey Maya, why don't you buy a house?
Well, my uncle said it's not a good time.
Okay, you have a very nice uncle. How long he's been doing real estate?
He's not even in the U.S.
Has okay. Yeah. How many houses your uncle have sold in the last 2 years?
I don't know, because they're not here.
Miss Maya, I have sold hundreds of homes in the last 2 years. Do you want to take an advice from your uncle who doesn't know anything about real estate, or from a professional who is very successful in real estate?
But my uncle said.
Okay, yeah, but your uncle, your uncle said that, but your uncle is, you want to follow your uncle? Is your uncle very successful?
Yes, but not in real estate.
Not in real estate. So you want to follow your uncle's advice in real estate when he doesn't know anything? You want to get your car fixed by a doctor? Or you want to take it to a mechanic?
It's just such.
You want to tell them, I tell this to people. I'm like, hey, they always say, hey, they've always when they look at a house, then they bring their uncle. I'm like, uncle, how many houses you have sold? How many houses have you sold? You seemed very experienced. You sold like 3 homes in the last 10 years. When was the last time? Oh, 10 years ago? I'm like, uncle, man, come on. You don't know what you're doing.
I used your line.
Yeah.
For one of the
Yeah.
sellers that I had. You know what she said?
Yeah.
I used because my
Yeah.
daughter come in, and then she said, "No, if I get my license, I think I'm going to be a good real estate agent." I know because I do a lot of research for it. I said, "Oh God, for what?"
And then you ask them questions.
I said,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah.
you are. But you are. It's the same thing. I said the same thing that if I just come and do your work.
Yeah.
What do you think? If I just come, you're an engineer. I said I just come and do your work.
Yeah.
I have to go through some training. Maybe I just. So they just go back because they think they know so much.
Especially with Zillow, the Zillow's estimate.
Can you pull up? Can you go to Can you go to the internet and pull up labor? I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you a little bonus so you can understand the market. Last bonus, and we are done. Can you go to the internet and type in labor unemployment chart, history chart. We want to put unemployment chart. Yeah.
So you guys remember, it's always...
Let's put the top, I think let's go to the top one.
With somebody...
Let's go down. Okay. Guys.
Your influence is very high, that's good. If you have no connection or trust with them, it doesn't matter what you can say. It's not going to
I hope you guys had fun.
The uncle always going to be right. So what do you do in that situation when you have high influence, but you don't have a strong enough connection with them? Give them time. Just be nice, be kind, be considerate, provide factual information, give them time, they will eventually come back around. Because people want to work with people that they like, know, and trust. They like you, they know you, they don't trust you as much as the uncle yet. Give them time.
Okay guys, I'm going to give you a bonus and then we are done. Look at this. If you want to understand, can you open up what's another thing is called US National Debt Clock. Have you seen that? Clock. I'll give you, let's click on that. Okay. Okay, I'm going to give you some bonuses.
Oh, shoot.
Can you go back to the other chart? Okay. No, yes. Guys, understand this. If you want to understand the market where real estate will be headed, look at this chart always. See, look at this. 2000 market crash. Remember that? The unemployment was where we are right now. You see this? Very close. If this unemployment goes up, this is what happened at Corona time, right? But very short, up and down. See, market really dropped and went back up. You see it? Okay, all right. Okay. You want to watch that every month. Very important chart. If this keeps going up, that means real estate market will come down. Unemployment needs to stay here or get lower. But if this chart follows this trend in 2008, you know what happened. So this was just a temporary one, so this doesn't matter. So this is one chart you want to look, but it doesn't look bad right now unless this labor market changes and start going to 5, 6. Meaning, see, it doesn't matter if the interest rate is at 3%. If unemployment is high, if you don't have a job, it doesn't matter what the rate is. So unemployment is like the key if you want to understand the market. So always you can go online and say, hey, unemployment chart, you'll see this and you can watch it. Second thing is, let's open up the debt clock. This is fun. This is national debt. It gives you an idea of what's really happening, how much money we are pulling in and all of that. Oh man, it's going up. It's like actually 700,000. Oh man, $1 million in like a few seconds. It's not been going up. It's going up and up. It was actually 22 million in 2021. It's been going up. If you come down, scroll down. Scroll down. Okay.
Could we see the chart on Zoom too, please?
Oh, can we add the?
sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Screen share, yeah.
Okay.
Can you
I
skip?
think there's somewhere it says how much people are invested in real estate. Oh, right here. Real estate, land, stock market. This is information, if you know, your buyers will think you're very smart. 77 trillion in real estate, 25 trillion in land, to 52 trillion in stock market. So this gives you this is kind of a live chart. Can you show them the other chart to the I think they never seen that, this. People on Zoom, this is the unemployment chart. I hope this will help. See, once you understand the market, you can make the right moves in marketing. That's why I said next 6 months, focus on first-time home buyers, and let's keep an eye on this chart. This will really tell us where the market may be headed. So you can do the right marketing. Right now, I think things will turn around. Things will turn around because all this tariff and all that nonsense stuff is finally kind of settling down. So we'll see what happens next year. Okay. Any questions, guys? I hope you had a great time.